This looks like the meat on some of these steaks that I bought sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's really good because it's got a lot of fat in there, tender, and
Sometimes they'll go through and cut this and call them pork steak, and that's not uncommon, but it's pretty tough meat.
Really.
The pigs, of course, they have a leg bone, but their leg bone doesn't attach to the spine, so all of their muscular motion is just from a non-attached bone. So that's what this is.
Okay.
So you have your
That shoulder blade?
You have the shoulder blade connected to the leg, but the blade doesn't connect to the back.
Okay.
So all the weight of the front of the animal is based off the bone and this muscle here. So when you think of it that way,
it's a tight muscle.
It's a really strong muscle.
Okay.
And it does all the, it supports the majority of the animal, and it just makes for tough meat.
So these will just be great big roasts, or you make into ham?
No, those are
That's
roast.
Okay. Well, it looks like nice meat to me. And there's no hormones in this, or no?
No, we don't do hormone feed. So, Bev, is this for anything useful, or Mike?
I'm just too far away from the garbage, so I had a pile.
Also, if you want a lot of fat in your sausage, I don't know how much to save versus how much to throw away.
I'll save some here. No. Let me
Inspect.
this.
Keep the
white
pretty
stuff.
meat, yeah, or pretty fat,
keeps the
pure
white.
fat.
I want the white stuff.
That's going to go in your sausage.
Steven's got some really good white.
Is that right?
Yeah, that'll go in this.
You're gonna cut the tarp.
I might.
Like someone.
Do you want this for sausage?
Just hold on to it for a bit. Yeah, just set it in there. Thank you.
So you're just going to debone these, and then these will be pieces of ham, right?
Yeah, these will just be kind of flat, sort of ham steaks, but a meal.
Yeah,
Plenty
ham,
good for a
good,
meal.
a ham steak, but like a meal worth, not a single.
For the
serving.
whole family, yeah.
They're like this big, so.
Well, sometimes y'all have left the bone in them.
Sometimes.
Sometimes we have, and sometimes we haven't.
Cause I mean,
Right. Usually when we're done cooking them, we just
they come out like this big, don't they?
slides right out.
Yeah, they come out like this big, so
You might
if
want
they come out this big, it's a pretty good meal right there.
I'll bet.
So since you're playing with ham, should I go ahead and shift to this?
Can I help you shift to that since I'm kind of just standing here watching mom?
So what you're doing there, you're going to be taking those ribs off, right? A few ribs that are left on that.
Yeah, these will be the baby backs, but right now
Okay.
I'm going to take the fat off it because it's easier to do when it's still on the bone.
Sure.
Song, 7 song, 8.
A lot easier.
Christmas music would come on. This is one of the first times that they had played no actual Christmas music before. Silver Bells, or that'd be Christmas. No, it was Silver Bells, and we were starting to talk about, our favorite singers for Christmas.
Want to come use your saw? Your
And
sawzall,
Silver
or do you
Bells
want me to
came on.
just?
You can't
I
handle
can,
it.
you bet. I'm just trying to stay busy in the process.
Amanda was like, Jackson, I know him. I'm like,
So Melissa's got this cut up except for those bones in there that need to be sliced through so she can
I played it. I was like, oh yes,
separate
I know how.
these.
I know you do.
I'm not putting that thing up. Alright, now you got a bit more land.
All right. You got the sawzall and
Yeah.
communicate so that Melissa keeps all her fingers.
Here, let's come up this way.
Right down.
That's a shank portion of a ham.
Okay. Ah, yeah.
Touch your meat there.
I think we're just jiggling it too much.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, your saw was bound.
Keep going.
There's... No, you're not through. There's a little bit more.
Okay.
You gotta get this too.
All right.
There, see, then you have
That ham's cut up into some nice big pieces.
3 dinners.
And you've got one more part of it over here,
Yeah,
right?
that's the shank part. This is the butt part.
This is the butt part of the ham. It's also going to be
I'm just gonna
3
come to this
big
side so I can hold it over
pieces
here.
of butt.
Getting meat burn.
One
No,
more
I think
cut
that's
there.
just some
That's
blood.
just blood.
Okay, this one's got more because it's the hip section-ish.
Big thick one, huh? Alrighty.
Now to get them cleaned up.
So that big ham's really in 6 pieces now.
Use my paper towel over so
I'm hesitant to take any more off of this. I don't want to get it too
too lean.
Yeah. Is this looking good?
Yeah, it's looking good.
Okay.
So these are baby back ribs, and what's this whole big piece called then, kind
It's
of?
called the loin.
The loin. Okay.
So sometimes you'll go into a grocery store and they'll have a whole loin for sale if you buy the whole
Uh-huh.
thing. That's what this is.
Okay.
We try and lean them up pretty good.
And you're saving that fat to go in your sausage, right?
We've got enough. We'll throw all this away.
So sausage, what ratio is it? Like, is it 2/3 meat, maybe 1/3 fat, or is it more like 1/4 fat?
We tend to be more like 90-10.
Oh, okay.
But-
Which is
It's
too...
too lean, so we're gonna try and go a little fattier this year than we have in the past.
Gotcha. I really had no idea. I just know that sausage seems to have a fair amount of fat in it. And
Oops.
It's supposed to.
but one thing's for sure, meat that has fat in it, you guys all agree, it tastes a lot better than really lean meat.
We prefer flavorful meat, yeah.
Yeah.
The science of food. Fat carries flavor.
Alright, Cynthia. Hold on, we need to make sure we keep these in line so we can stack them.
I don't believe I trust myself to pull these ribs off because I've only seen it done on a video.
What are you doing, Vivian? Stacking them back up? Is that what you're gonna do?
That way so we can get them injected and they can go in just one barrel per side and we keep them
Okay.
in line.
Alrighty.
I'm not sure why you popped that in front of me.
I don't know, I put mine over there.
I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do with
Be
it.
in the toe.
I'll move them. That's a good sized ham.
And you got 3 more halves out there?
No,
Well,
there's only 2 halves.
I mean,
technically there's
I
one.
thought there were 2 pigs.
One pig's still alive.
Oh, he just killed one of them last night. Alrighty.
Yeah, we only do one at a time. We'll do another one in a few weeks.
I knew you had two pigs out there that are gonna go, so I thought you killed them both last night. That's why I thought there were
Yeah,
3
we
halves still
kinda
out there.
learned that 2 pigs
That's a lot of work.
is too much work at once.
Okay.
It makes it really hard to get all the.
So one's gonna be a little closer to Christmas when it gets butchered, and they're both about the same size, aren't they?
The other one's noticeably smaller,
Okay.
than
See,
this, but not a ton.
so you took the bigger one first.
Yep.
Other than bone dust, what are you cleaning off there, Viv?
There was just this blood chunk in here that I was getting.
Let's see.
Just making sure.
Now, is this what you? These are not the baby back ribs, or they are?
This will be the baby back. Yeah.
Okay. And this other great big piece is
That's the loin.
the loin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We'll cut it all up into pork chops.
Thank you, Stephen, for doing my legwork.
Huge hand.
Vivian's now 18, but I've got to tell you, a few years ago I noticed she's pretty serious, very helpful, and not like a lot of teenage girls.
I don't think I can get the bones off of there the correct way. I don't
Doesn't
trust.
want to mess it
I
up.
don't trust myself too anyway.
Now that's the spine on the bottom part of that, right?
Yep. Or is that here? Okay. Ouch.
I don't know that other than just being going out,
Well, if there's not a trick to it, I guess I could have done it, but
So James, after you get the ribs separated there, are those loins going to be cut into steaks or what?
Yeah, pork chops.
Pork chops. Okay. It's the first time I've seen a pig butchered, so sorry I'm not keeping track of everything real well. I have to ask over and over. So
Well, we're far from being experts. We just try and make the best of what we can.
yeah.
Num.
yeah,
You know, it's a delicacy. Some people do eat raw pork.
that's not a good idea.
In Japan, they'll eat a lot of raw.
You're joking? Is that what you said, Vivian?
No, I'm not joking. People will eat raw pork.
Who
just
eats
like
raw pork?
Some people think
Primarily
it's
in countries like Japan.
All right. I always heard, people were careful because of trichinosis and make sure the pork's all cooked. First time I've heard someone say that people were eating raw pork. I certainly know
just
that animals
like they can
do.
do raw fish. Some people do eat raw pork as a delicacy, and I'm like,
Okay.
good.
I have not done pork stuff.
So James just about has these ribs separated from the pork loin here.
Raw as it.
Do you have plans to ever try pork brine? Or excuse me,
In
stock?
Japan, they'll eat raw eggs, raw fish. I've seen them do raw beef. Pork, they will cook more,
It's much
but
more uncommon.
they won't fold it.
All
They won't
separated.
fold
There you
it
go.
before they cook it.
Good job, James.
Chicken is the only.
Are you gonna cut those into smaller pieces, right?
I've not seen them eat raw.
Oh, you still
No,
get more meat off there?
I didn't get it as close as I should have.
But they just.
That's gonna go into the sausage then?
Well, it's not even about the lifestyle. They just process
There's
things
not a lot of meat in
differently.
the
So
sausage, yeah.
apparently we can
There's not gonna be.
do that and not get sick.
Where we did cut up those 2 picnic rows,
It's
Oh, I see.
really not recommended.
that's where we typically get most of the sausage. I mean, you get some, but not.
So for your guys' pig, you're probably gonna do more sausage.
I mean,
than
they
ours.
Yeah.
crack a lot of eggs over all of their food.
I've seen a lot of people do that with their rice.
Yeah.
Rice and fried eggs actually really good.
All right, Dad. What
Bigger
am I
egg.
going to now?
You are waiting for Mom to cut the loin, take the loin apart.
I've seen her just drape raw egg, and I'm like, that texture wise I couldn't handle. But no.
It's nasty. It's just nasty.
So your parents get some of this, James? Is that
Yeah.
all right?
My parents, her parents.
Uh huh.
Cynthia and Stephen get some. Our other married son will get some. And then one of my siblings will get some. And one of Melissa's siblings will
And you're
get
cleaner
some.
than
Okay. Basically, meat for Christmas, right?
That's exactly what it is. That's for the last few years. That's what we've done. We give each of us rotate through a sibling on which one we're doing Christmas for.
Yeah.
Vivian trying to get me.
Well, that sibling's going to be pretty happy this year.
And so the last few years we've been doing pig
Uh huh.
is what we've been giving them for
Oh, that's
Christmas.
great.
It is indeed great.
All right. So now's the fun part.
Following
Trying to
in
find
between the ribs, right?
joints.
So the idea is we'll come about right there and then down along there.
Hmm. Can you do that with saw? All right.
We've tried to do
Sawzall?
it in the past with handheld, and it takes forever.
It's hard either way.
Jump over this side here. Vivian, is that a piece that can be cut up from a dog, or is that something you guys use for something?
I don't think we've ever used this spine.
You're welcome to take that.
Can
home.
you cut that in 3 pieces though, so I can go in a sack?
Yep.
Sit there between the vertebrae.
Cut those in.
I mean, I'm gonna cut it for the dog, so if you want to just,
And
you
that
know,
when you're
cook it for the
gonna
dog.
Cut in half.
This one we cut in half on a rib joint. Or rib,
Yeah.
Rib section.
We'll give it
Do I need to try to clean up any of the?
whatever, a
Film.
little bit. Yeah, right there is
Yeah.
about all.
Vivian, you want to help me with that? Yeah, Sweetie's gonna love this. Like I said, she doesn't like raw meat, so it's gonna be cooked in the oven first, but she'll love them.
Where's your bone?
Thank you
bag?
very much.
Yeah,
Probably
back
got to
to
grab a
front.
couple more. Well, I'm gonna break the video up here. This one's 18 minutes long, so this is Rod. Live within your means, and put some comments below, and you're welcome to take a look at the other videos. Subscribe if you like. This is Rod. Live within your means. Have a wonderful day.